BOJ Deputy Governor has said he expects to shift to a more neutral monetary policy stance by continuing to raise interest rates via monetary policy rate hikes. Your thoughts? They need to raise interest rates. I mean, if you look at their 10-year bond yield, it's at 2%. It's above 2%, and their interest rates are still at 50 bips. They need to come up all the way to about 2%. That's 150 bips from where they're at. I don't know that they're going to do that in one move. They're talking about moving up a quarter bip, every couple months or so. They have just been holding since August of 2024. And they saw the volatility in the market. And so they've just held there. Same thing with the Fed. The Fed started to lower their interest rates, which we need to. Our inflation's ticking up. And employment numbers are also, we just had Block lay off 4,000 people to implement AI at their organization, and their stock price went up 23% in one day. Look, I don't agree with that. That is a trend that's going to continue. You're going to see more and more of these large organizations start to lay off people in droves to implement AI. And the unemployment numbers are going to skyrocket. The only way that they're going to be able to combat that is to lower interest rates for people so that more people have lines of credit and access to capital so that they can create more jobs and stimulate the economy. And obviously, if money is moving faster through the economy, then, that'll help also. Velocity of money would help. All that being said, though, that was wild to see. And then the response in the market, people like shareholders were happy about that. I mean, that's a lot of cost that the company just cut out. I get that, and more profits for shareholders. But I don't know, ethically and morally, I have a hard time with that one. It's going to be a weird paradigm that we move into here. I hope you guys are ready for it. And look, I knew AI was moving fast. I knew LLMs were moving fast. I used Claude this weekend. I've been using ChatGPT and Grok, okay? Claude is next level. And I just used it a couple months ago, and I was like, it's not about the same as the other ones. It is head and shoulders, in my opinion, above ChatGPT for sure. Grok is also pretty good. But it spit stuff out for me in 3 to 5 minutes that would have taken me literally all day to do and go research and all this stuff. So if you're not using LLMs, if you're not using AI, highly recommend that you start looking at this stuff now, because the pace at which things are going to move from here is going to get exponentially greater.